Well, greetings everyone. This is my next attempt at a monthly update, which I don't know how many months ago the last one was, but nonetheless, it's a busy time of the year and it's just easier to share with audio on my part. So it's been a few exciting events along the time. Jonathan moved down to my house and is living here permanently now, which required that we have sofas down here. And the only place down here that would hold her in was the garden, quite a ways away from the front of the house, so that didn't seem good. So I built a dog run after exploring electric fences and all kinds of things that wouldn't work. The dog run is a cable that runs from one of the posts in the front porch out to one of the pine trees about 90 feet away. And it's a quarter-inch cable, and then it has a pulley on it that you hook a rope from the pulley down to a collar on the dog, and that's a containment system. And I was pretty happy with her for about 6 days until she got chasing something and she ran out of uh, cable and rope. And when it stopped her up like that, there's a pretty good load on the cable and it pulled the post off the porch. Well, it turns out the post was rotted at the bottom. That was part of the problem. So anyway, here I am with a porch that's sagging in the corner. Spent the next day jacking it up to the right height and putting temporary holding up there. And I thought, well, that's pretty cool. That should be fine. Well, lo and behold, 3 days later, the post was down again, and I was astonished. So this time, I put up the temporary post and I bolted brackets all over it, and now it hasn't moved. So, summer project this summer is replacing that post, checking the others to see if there's any others rotten, and then go from there. Several weeks ago now, or maybe four, I got a text message from Jackie Ann and also spoke to her on the phone. And she's down in St. Joe, Texas. And anyway, she'd been driving home at night after some adventure out and doing about 70, she said, down the road out there in the country. And all of a sudden, there was a deer in front of her. And so she hit it, couldn't avoid it. And it hit her on the right front side, knocked the fender off, and it killed the deer. I think there's a picture I got up here on the screen for you. You can just see. I was surprised at how long the antlers are. But anyway, she wasn't hurt, but some damage to her car. So she's doing okay. She's on a lull right now between doing quarter horse shows, which is part of her job, which have now ended, and waiting for the foals to start coming, which will be a month or so out. So a little bit of slack time for her. Dorothy and Kimberly and Carrie came over about 2 weeks ago, or almost three now, to have an early Thanksgiving with me since John and I were going up to Calgary, clearing stations for Thanksgiving. So they came over and spent about 3 days and had a lot of fun. And the picture should be on the screen now if I've done it right. And then after they left, we got together, and John and I headed up to Calgary a week ago Wednesday. A week ago to, yeah, let's be correct. And it was pretty nice driving up. It was cool, but the roads were in great shape. So we got up there fine, and then got there in time for supper Wednesday evening, and then we went off to Bible study. And then after that on Thursday, Sahara and John came over, as well as Savannah. We had dinner and good visits. And then the next day, we were taken down to look at some antique cars. Actually, some of them run, and they were a collection of a person who liked those kind of things. So we got to do that, and we had just some good visits. Saturday night, both John and Sierra and Sahara, and Savannah. Sahara's in New York; she couldn't come, and had another good evening meal together, and then headed to bed to get up early on Sunday morning. We were going to a special meeting about 2.5 hours away, so we had to be on the road by 7 or 7:05. And it was much different weather because Thursday night and part of Friday, I think that's correct, or maybe it's Friday night and Saturday, it got down to 22 degrees below Celsius, and it snowed about 6 to 7 inches at Larry and Stacy's. And I was surprised at how light and fluffy the snow was. It was just puff stuff, so it was easy to shovel around. Not used to the shoveling we have to do here when the snow comes down. It's 30 outside. It's real heavy stuff. And then we came back, left the special meeting at lunchtime, and came back over and got home about 7 Sunday night. So we're back. Anyway, don't have any plans now for Christmas yet. If there may not be any. I know that Dorothy and Johnny have their own own Christmas with his mom and brother and a few other folks over there, so that's fine. And then, so that's the way things are right now, and I'll try to update in a more frequent manner in the future. Thank you.